What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Scores! He did it again!
I just killed him. Before the game, I just killed John Madden because of a stink bomb.
Split special teamers, and now Brown is off to the races. Hurdles, kicks him in.
Giants are coming off a worse week than Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, that was the most exciting thing to happen tonight.
Game's over. Game is finally over.
Ed, you got to turn your mic on. I think. Got his hand on the button.
And now, our feature program.
Hey, guys. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Travis. Good to see you.
Nice to see you. We're down a couple, right?
We are.
Our broadcast looks a little empty space today.
It does. You're down half the show, basically.
Yeah, 2/5.
Pillar.
Well,
we
both.
have 3/5 the show.
Yep, we have 3/5. The other two are playing Army today. Well, one's playing Army, one's playing Navy, right?
It's true.
But that college game isn't until towards the end of the season, though, right?
I saw something about it on the headline today, Army versus Navy, and then going head-to-head with the NFL, like they're going to play it on a Sunday or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know. I just saw the headline, so I didn't read into it, so I have no idea, because that would be stupid. No one watches it to begin with, so.
The Army-Navy game is actually probably one of the better watched games. And actually,
is it really? I mean,
yeah,
I don't watch it.
Well, the funny part is Gail's friends with some lady whose nephew is on the Navy. He's a Navy cornerback for them and played the whole game last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So I actually last year I watched him. We actually kind of watched that game.
Well, all them folks, they're going to be all them officers now from last year or the year before. I've yet to meet anyone in my military career that played football for Army. And that's not surprising. Obviously, there's thousands and thousands of officers, but you figure.
Right. By now, you've been in since the Stone Age, so.
Exactly. I've met people from West Point that went to West Point and graduated stuff. You figure I'd meet one that went to, Wait a minute, that is. Never mind. I'm shutting up.
Well, then again, doesn't Army if they play football, they don't have to stay at a weight for like a certain weight to play, and they get drafted a lot more often.
I have no idea.
Certain positions are exempt from their weight restrictions, which Navy doesn't allow that because the boat issue. So Army players are allowed to go over their Army restricted weight for football.
That makes sense. But yeah, because they said bigger.
I feel like Chris taught us this last year.
Yeah, I think he said something that Navy was changing that rule, but once the season was over, they had to get back down to that weight by a certain time.
Yeah, but some big guys, man, and I mean the regulations basically, if you're weighing more than like 240, then you're just too big no matter how tall you are. I think our max out is like at 240 or something, but I don't know.
Something like that. All right, you want to get into college, Smitty?
I do. I'm going to fill in for Chris right now. I don't have any idea how he does this and what order he goes. So the first thing I'm going to bring up right now is to do the top 5 teams. Let's do the upset. The upset of Saturday was Texas A&M beats Alabama. Alabama was ranked number 1 going into the game. So I just threw a question out there. I don't think it's that big of a thing, but where do you think this ranks in the greatest upset of college football? Do you think it's one of the top 5 greatest upsets in college football?
It
top
might
10?
be.
Does it register or what?
Because Texas A&M isn't
top 10.
Yeah, top 10.
I'd say maybe top 10. I mean, there used to be a lot of upsets. Nowadays, you don't really see too many, especially an unranked team coming in and beating a number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, and I mean, what's this? The first game they've lost in like 100 games or something?
It's something crazy. I think last one they actually lost was the Auburn-Alabama game where the guy returned that field goal kick for a touchdown.
Yeah, I think they said it's been like 100 games or something since the last time Alabama had lost.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. That's all I remember. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
So yeah, it was a very great big upset in college football. I'm sure in the history of college football, there's been plenty more top 10 than that one, but in recent history, anyhow, I think it's top 10. And then of course, I added, what do you think about Alabama's history? But that's probably the same thing because Alabama's, they don't usually lose. Even when I was, a young child, they didn't lose that often.
No, I'll be surprised if Alabama loses another game this season.
Do you think it's going to matter though? Do you think that they have shot their load with Cincinnati, with the four teams, and none of the four teams ahead of them lose again? Do they leapfrog anybody?
Only if they play any of them head to head.
I think if they go on a tear and run house and are putting up 70, 80 points against everyone, I think they'll start jumping up.
Okay.
So the random stat I was referring to, Alabama has Crimson Tide had won 100 consecutive games against unranked opponents, dating back to Saban's first season with Alabama in 2007.
Jesus.
The last loss against an unranked team came in the inaugural season when Louisiana Monroe won 21-14 over them.
Oh, wow.
Louisiana. Damn. That's worse than losing to Texas A&M, I think.
Yeah, it might be a little bit worse.
Okay, the last time an unranked team took down the number one team in the nation was in 2008 when Oregon State defeated the number one USC 27-21. Trojans were ranked number 9 following that week. So they jumped from 1 to 9.
So at least Alabama didn't fall that far.
No, they dropped to 5.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because the new rankings in the college football as of Sunday, which I guess I just haven't paid attention. I always thought that the next rankings came out that following Monday, but I guess because of advance in technology, it comes out the next day. Number 5 is Alabama. They dropped all the way to 5. Oklahoma's 4, Cincinnati's 3. Who would ever thought that Cincinnati Bearcats would ever be in top 5? I mean, seriously. Iowa's number 2 because they beat Penn State.
Yeah.
And that was a good game. And Georgia's the new number 1. And Georgia will have to play Alabama most likely in their SEC championship.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. So, the only matchups I saw this weekend coming up that might be worth watching would be Oklahoma State versus Texas. I know Texas is 25 and Oklahoma State is 12, but there's not a big difference in talent from 25 to 12. There just isn't.
So is that the Texas Longhorns or is there another Texas? There's like 3 different.
Longhorns.
That's the Longhorns. A&M.
Texas had what's their names on the rope this past weekend.
They did. That's why they're probably 25 still.
Yeah. I mean, they had the game in hand till the very end. I mean, they lost on a run with 2 seconds left in the game in the end.
It was something like that, yeah. And then of course it's Kentucky versus Georgia, and for some reason I get shades of Arkansas. 2 weeks ago when they played, who they played and beat them. I forgot who they played, but I feel that for some reason. I think Georgia's a great team, but I could feel like Kentucky's going to do what Arkansas did and knock off number 1 again. But that'd be great. I would love to see the number 1 team lose each week up until the end of the season. That'd be awesome.
I'd like to see no undefeated teams left.
Yeah,
exactly.
It would definitely completely throw a monkey wrench in their AP poll ratings and whatnot.
Exactly. You're exactly right, I think. But what do I know? I mean, so
you know more than us when it comes to college.
Yeah. You've lived in college country a lot longer than Jeremy has, and I don't live there.
I guess that's a good point. So that's all the college I really have for y'all guys. So
all right,
that covers it. So it's time for Smitty's thing.
So we call it Smitty Things right now because I don't have a name for it yet. And
Smitty's thingy.
So basically, I'm going to throw a name out to you all. It's going to be a football player. And you're going to tell me if they should be in the Hall of Fame. They could have played 20 years ago and haven't made it yet, or they're playing now, or they just retired. So
okay.
I think we should call it Smitty's Thingamajig.
His hanging thingy-majig.
So let's start off with friends of yours and people that you love. Stefan Gilmore. Do you think once he retires that he is Hall of Fame quality? As of right now, obviously, if he gets better or worse. I mean, just as of right now.
I think as of right now, I wouldn't say he's a first ballot, but I say he's probably gonna make it into the Hall of Fame. He's one of the top, if not the top, shutdown corner in the league. And I think that's why Jacksonville was like, even though he's hurt, we're gonna jump all over him.
Carolina, first of all.
Oh, is it Carolina? I thought it was Jacksonville.
Yes. Yeah, Carolina.
I'm doing bad things, so I turn my camera off.
Carolina's in the runnings for postseason berth. Jacksonville's not. So Jacksonville's not going to waste a pick on a one-year player. I do not think Gilmore, he might get in towards the end. But
Might run out of people to put in.
Yeah, he's nowhere close to an automatic in.
Yeah.
Okay, we got one that says possibly, and one that he's not even close. He got to do better the rest of his career to find out if he's actually going to pick.
He's only 30. He's played for the Bills and the Patriots.
Right. I like this one because this man is awesome, but I don't think he's played enough. I don't think if he retired tomorrow that he would go, but this is just me. But that is Aaron Donald.
I think he would. I think just his stats for the length of his career, I think if he were to retire early because of some medical issue or whatnot, I think he'd get the nod. Because he's been that destructive force for pretty much since he came in the league.
That's true. What about you, Travis?
Yeah, I would say he's gonna get it eventually. If he starts putting up bigger stats, he'll be a first ballot. But as of right now, I have a feeling it's gonna be towards like the mid end of his possibility of getting it, because you only have so many years to make it into the NFL Hall of Fame, correct?
Yeah, you're only eligible for so many times of being nominated.
Right on the ballot, right. So if you're not on the ballot, and then you can keep going until you're dead, and then they put you on the ballot. So, but once you're on the ballot.
I think Aaron Donald's never going to have those stats that really drive it. He just has that disruptive force that comes with him. That although he's not the one getting all the stats, it's because he's facing double teams, triple teams, and you can see it in his game. So I think he's going to be in there earlier than towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he'll ever really get those big stats like a Reggie White or something like that used to have.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I don't know how many names I'm gonna give you. Probably 6 altogether, but you just tell me when we get bored. Here's one from the past, but not such a distant past. Reggie Wayne.
I think he will, just because of stat-wise. He'll get in. He has the numbers. I mean, he played with Manning for how many years? All he did was put up numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, as a player, he wasn't anything crazy special. He just played with Manning for his majority of his career, so he was always putting up numbers.
Yeah, I think I'm with Jeremy on that one.
Okay, that's good. I'm going to skip that one.
Don't get me wrong, he was a good player, but I don't think he was one of those top tier receivers.
Nate isn't here today, so I'm not going to bring up any Packers today. So,
but none of the Packers belong in the Hall of Fame, so it's okay.
Here's another oldie but goodie. Back in your guys' heyday when you probably played football, or you might have been born yet. I don't know. Sterling Sharp, not Shannon Sharp, but his brother Sterling Sharp.
Sterling Sharp. Cool.
Yeah, he played for the Pack. Oh,
he did play for the
Sharp. Yeah, he played for the Packers.
Yeah.
And Favre got him to come back, play last year of his contract. Favre talked him to come back. He blew his knee, and that was the end of his career.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue with him is the length of his career wasn't long enough to project enough.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a good player, but he played for a very potent offense. And he only had he didn't have that many years in the league, I don't think. I think he played 6.
No, only 6? He was kicking ass, but okay, I believe you.
No, I'm thinking. I have no idea.
Okay.
All I know is that he didn't put up the numbers that he needed to be a standout player on those teams.
Okay.
So I don't think he'll end up in.
Okay. This one I'm going to get Travis to answer first. See, because I know You'll love this one. You both will. Eli Manning.
He had good numbers, but he only had good numbers for 2 years. It was the 2 years he actually went somewhere and made to the Super Bowl. It was the only 2 years he had good numbers. Other than that, he was run-of-the-mill quarterback.
Oh, I was wrong. He played for 7 years, 7 seasons.
7 seasons?
7 seasons. I was off by 1.
Yeah, it's a good guess.
It was a good guess.
But I don't think Eli... They're going to put him in, which is unfortunate, but I don't think he belongs first ballot, second ballot. I think he just doesn't have the numbers. He shouldn't belong in, but they're going to put him in because he's a Manning.
What do you think there, Jeremy?
He's going to get in because the 2 Super Bowl wins.
Yes.
It doesn't matter about his stats. The fact is he won 2 Super Bowls, and he had game-winning drives in both of them.
Mm-hmm. And Joe Namath is in, so...
Yes. The issue is with Eli, when he got to the postseason, he did damage. The issue is, besides postseason, he's pretty much the ideal average quarterback. I think his win-loss record is exactly 500 or right around 500 if I recall.
He was one less.
He is that ideal average quarterback. But between the name, the 2 Super Bowl wins, and his playoff record, he gets in.
Yeah, and even though they're not supposed to include your playoff record, they do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next one. I'll do 3 more and we'll call it quits. How's that? J.J. Watt.
He's gonna get in. Yep, he is probably one of the most. Well, he was one of the most feared defensive ends in the NFL for quite a long time, and you had to train specially to deal with him because he was so big, so lanky. It was like dealing with Gronk, but as a defensive end. I guess would be a good way to put it.
He was Aaron Donald before Aaron Donald, pretty much. He was that player that you had to know where he was lined up, and you had to devote, okay, we need something to help stop him because you're not going to stop him. 2
interceptions returned for a touchdown in one time or something, and threw a touchdown in the same game.
Yes.
It was something crazy.
Yeah,
he has some weird stat like that, but I think he'll be in just because he's been that. The only thing I think might fight his possibilities is the win-loss record of his team that he played on, and the constant injuries that he always faced.
That's a good point.
Okay, that he still has this year. Or did he retire this year? Or
no, he plays for Arizona now.
He's in Arizona now.
And he's hurt again.
Yeah, he's hurt again. He's been hurt pretty
regularly.
Yeah.
That's like 4 or 5 years. Damn, what was his name? Heinz Ward.
Ooh. I would say yes.
I'm gonna say yes as well. He's probably gonna be like a second ballot Hall of Famer. He always was. He was that stat guy. He put up numbers no matter who his quarterback was. He was always that player, that receiver that just put up numbers.
He was the go-to.
And he was one.
He was the downfield blocker for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And he would throw himself and just block anyone. He didn't care. He was a very physical wide receiver.
He's one of my. I hated playing when the Dolphins played him against them when he was there. I hated him.
We all hated playing him.
The way he played. You had to love the man. He always smiled. Always smiled.
Oh yeah, he was always happy.
Okay, here's the last one, and I know it's going to be touchy. It's a go, maybe no go. Tom Brady.
He'll never make it in. I mean, what kind?
Because he won't retire.
Exactly.
By the time he retires, the NFL will no longer be a thing.
So now that you bring his name up without Nate being here to complain about it, what do you guys think about the latest rumor where he's talking about playing till possibly up to 50?
So he's got it okayed by Giselle. Because him and
okay by the wife.
Yes, and that's the funny part is him and Gronk like made fun of it on the show, and he like apologized to his wife on the show, saying that I know you always say it's up to me, honey. And then like a week and a half later, there was a commercial, and his wife was in it, and he's like, "But you said I'm good till 50." She's like, "No, I told you to take out the trash." And it was like, I'm like, that is a good commercial, because everybody's like, "Oh, is he gonna play to 50?" And you're like, "You said I was good for another decade."
Yeah, I think now that they're in warm weather and nice on the beach area, she's more willing to.
And he has stayed very healthy through his career.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, how many years he said that he's going to retire when he sucks? Well, he's 44, and suck is not how I describe him as a quarterback.
No, it's the worst part is like, I appreciate the time we had with him, and I look at it and I say, we let him go.
Oh wait, hey, the quiz was on.
Yeah, I just saw it. And it's like, why? It's like, we let him go. I understand we had to rebuild the team, basically. We had no receivers. They're like, oh, Brady wasn't Brady 2 years ago. Well, we had 0 receivers.
Exactly.
And
I mean, he is technically on pace for another MVP this year.
yes.
He's right now, yeah.
Which is scary, because if he gets it, he will be the oldest player to ever get an MVP.
I mean, he might be the oldest player to ever get votes for an MVP.
I think he's the oldest player to play in the NFL, isn't
he? He is.
No.
No.
He's not.
There was an older, 48
Kicker?
years old, I think. No, he was a
So
QB, I think. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. He was
a kicker, a quarterback, and a kicker. But
Yes.
later in his career, he was just a kicker. But he started a few games at like 48 years and 10 months old or something.
Yeah.
Do you think that Tom Brady's trying to break that record too? Is that why he's still playing?
I think he might be just trying to go for the oldest quarterback to win a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this rate, he's on pace to hold every record by a QB, period. He is
He's
now
on record
beaten,
to hold every thing of everybody ever.
for shits and giggles, for those final 2 years, he may go to a new team just so that way he's the only quarterback to go to 3 different teams and win. Have winning records.
He probably would. And any team would be like, oh yeah, we'll take you.
Yeah. Gets there and everybody is like, oh, he's washed up. He's 44 years old. Father Time never loses. Well, right now, Father Time's just looking at his clock saying, shit, was I supposed to do something?
And that was the section of the ATP part of the program. And even though he's actually a Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he's now a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
But that was all the people I had for tonight about the Hall of Fame.
So apparently the oldest
That's my thingamajig.
quarterback to start a game
Yeah.
Ken Anderson.
was Steve DeBerg in 1998.
How old was he, Jeremy?
46.
Brady
He played for Kansas City.
Sounds about right. I think so. 96? Yeah, that sounds right.
Well, I mean, DeBerg played. I know he played for Kansas City at some point. He played for Seattle also.
He was playing for the Falcons when he started this game.
Oh hell, I don't know then.
Why am I not? I hate these news articles.
Did they not give you a number?
They don't. They say, 6 years from now, but the article is written years ago. So, let me find.
All right. Well, while you're looking that up, Jeremy. So let's get to the NFL stuff.
Yes, let's.
Kicking this weekend was pretty crazy out there. Huh?
The lack of kicking.
Yeah, everybody was on their Xbox controller pushing the joystick all the way to the left all day. But amazingly enough, there were 13 missed point after attempts, which is the most missed in a single week in the Super Bowl era. So since Super Bowl 1, this is the most ever point afters that have been missed in the league ever in a single weekend.
I mean, considering it used to be a 99.9% conversion rate, it doesn't surprise me.
But at one time, they didn't really kick the ball very well either. So that's kind of saying something.
But is that right? It's also plus 12 missed field goals?
Yeah, there was a total
altogether.
of 25 missed kicks. There was 12 missed field goals elsewhere in the games, and especially in that overtime game.
Oh my God, I was watching that game. I'm like, okay, don't kick a field goal. No.
There was
Don't
5 missed field goals in that game between just outside of 2 minutes left in the game till when the game finally ended.
Yep.
5 in that game alone.
Yes.
It was Cincinnati and Green Bay, right? And I remember like Cincinnati
Yes.
was driving, whatever, and it was overtime or something. And I'm like, it was like a 47-yarder. I'm like, don't kick it. Don't. I know you probably won't make the first down, but that's the only chance you have to beat Green Bay because you're not gonna make a field goal. And I'm like, but Green Bay's not gonna make a field goal either, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. At this point. Yeah, so this is it was 25 missed kicks this weekend, which is the most in a single week since week 11 of the NFL season in 1987. Jeremy, you were a year old.
Yep. So
Wow.
the oldest quarterback ever was George Blanda.
How old was he?
Okay, that makes sense.
I think he was 48 at the age of 48.
Didn't he play for Chicago?
He did. So towards the end of his career, he wasn't a full-time quarterback. He was a kicker, but he did take some snaps.
Ah.
But the oldest quarterback to ever start was 44 years, 9 months, 6 days.
So as long as Brady starts the first game of next season, he will be officially the oldest quarterback to ever start in an NFL game.
In recent history, yes. Because John Nestor was
Cardinals.
That's old. No, that's even older.
No. This is Columbus Panhandles days.
Oh, Jesus, this is like the 1920s.
Yeah, this is back when you were just like a teenager.
He was born in 1876.
You were a teenager, Smitty.
I was.
He was 45 years old in 1921.
So if Brady makes it through all of next season, he's going to be the oldest quarterback in the NFL to ever take a starting snap ever.
Well, I mean, if he enjoys what he's doing, his wife don't care, and he's not getting hurt, and he's still playing at a high level, then why not continue to play?
As long as he's just healthy, why not?
I'm not sure if he started because back then he played tackle and quarterback.
Yeah, those guys back in the day were
back then.
Those guys in the day were totally different.
Yeah, because I mean they weren't keeping sack stats way back then. They weren't keeping like interception stats. Where they were keeping. There's a lot of stats they weren't keeping.
So currently Brady, under oldest quarterbacks to play, Brady is sitting at 6.
Really?
So above him at number 5 is Warren Moon.
Yeah.
Which is 43 years, 11 months, 4 days. Oldest age while he was playing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4.
Isn't Brady 44 now?
No, Brady's 4. He just turned 44.
Yeah.
So he just beat that.
Oh, yeah, because this was the beginning of 2000. This is beginning of 2021. So Brady's now ahead of him. Next on the list is Vinnie Testaverdi.
Wow. He played for Tampa Bay also at some point.
He played for the Patriots for a little stint too.
He played for Tampa, Cleveland, Baltimore, the Jets, the Cowboys, the Patriots, and the Panthers.
So in other words, you can just be mediocre and still have a 25-year career.
You can.
Yes, you can. I mean, what's his name's doing it currently if he could ever stay healthy for more than a week? Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Yes, the Fitzmagic.
Vinnie Testaverdi at 44 years, 1 month, 17 days, which Brady might have passed him already as well.
44 years. How many months?
1 month and some days. So
Yeah.
I think he's a little past that now.
Yeah,
He is.
Okay, so now we got Steve DeBerg, which is the oldest quarterback to start a game currently at 44 years, 9 months, 6 days.
So that's next year.
That'll be next year. Then John Nestor at 45 years old. That's all it gives you for information.
That's next year.
And then George Blanda at 48 years, 3 months, and 18 days.
You know, that don't seem like a lot, but when you talk about a quarterback in the NFL, that's an eternity.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that's another 4, 5 years of playing for him.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of
I mean,
old
it's to the point
quarterbacks.
where he could just like not retire, but like stop playing and just go back when he's like 1 year or 1 day older than that. And then, hey, can I start for this? It's like, yeah, he takes the first snap and the next quarterback comes in and finishes the game.
Yeah, right. Noah Brady, he'd come out and start the whole game. He'd play the whole game and throw like 500 yards.
He'd take that first snap and throw a touchdown from 50 yards.
He'd go, forget it. I'm just going to play all year.
So, anyways, the missed field goals.
Yeah. So, was there something in the water this past weekend with those field goals? It seemed like the NFL water was just wrong.
No, as me and Smitty were talking about it, the NFL God said you can either throw for a lot of yards this weekend or you can make your extra points and field goals. And the NFL collectively decided, you know what? Forget kickers. We want yards this weekend.
We want the yards.
Exactly. but seriously, I mean, when was the last time you were watching football and you're seeing a good kicker or even average kicker kicking a 35 to 40-yard field goal and you were concerned? I am now concerned about every kick in the NFL. I'm like, yeah, they're going to make it. They should, but I don't know anymore. I'm so concerned about every field goal coming up right now. So I think it makes the field goal exciting again.
It makes the whole kicking game. I mean, back in the day, before they changed the extra point rule, it was a touchdown. It's like, 7 points.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, that's 6 points. We need to get this.
Exactly. To the point where if I'm the coach and I get a touchdown, I'm just going for a 2-point conversion. That's how scared I am of point after right now. That's how.
Well, dude, you know that they've done the math, and since they moved the extra point back, you're now only it was 0.6% more likely to make the kick than to get that 2-point conversion.
I'm going 2-point conversion all the time.
Yeah. It's almost mathematically dead even now, and that was before this past weekend.
Yeah, I would just go for the 2-point conversion. I mean, every game I played in, if I was a coach, I'd like, okay, what was the score? Well, we scored 6, we scored 12, we scored 18, It's like I'm not kicking the field goal either. So,
well, it's like that high school team that every kickoff they do an onside kick, because of at a high school level. Most of your run backs end up at the 35 to 40 yard line anyways. And they figured out that if you do an onside kick, it makes it to the 35, 40 yard anyways. If you get the ball, cool, you get it back. And if you don't, you got them there anyways.
Huh.
Yep, there's a high school.
They don't sound like that makes sense to me, but okay.
He had the whole math department do the things, and he's like, they're like, you got the ball in the same spot, no matter what you do an onside kick or not, and you have the chance to get the ball back with an onside kick.
I think it was that team's average starting spot for opposing teams.
That makes sense because I know you kick off from the 35.
No, in high school it's the 40.
Yeah, and so that kicker's kickoffs weren't that deep, so most of the time they were getting it at that point. So
okay, so if you kick it 10 yards, you're at the 50, probably the 45, because it goes more than 10 yards. You fight for the ball between the 45 and the 50. The returns were usually about 45 to 50. Yes, that makes sense. As a coach, I've done the same thing. That's smart.
And once he started,
I broke it down for Smitty language.
Thank you. I needed you to because the math wasn't making sense.
Well,
to
the
me,
funny part is once they did that, they were actually averaged 4 more possessions of the ball per game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get to the injured Russell Wilson. So Seattle lost their star quarterback this past weekend. He has had surgery on his finger.
That was technically last Thursday night.
Yeah, well, that was last Thursday night. So, but it was after. We didn't talk about this though.
I think we did.
We
talked about it a little bit.
We talked about that he had surgery that day.
Friday. Well, it went well, but news broke on Tuesday that they were working out Blake Bortles for the team.
Jaguars.
Well, he has such a crazy cult following that his fans are already calling for him to get the start in a few weeks when the Seattle goes against his former team, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, their starter is Geno Smith right now. Although he has been the backup there for 3 or 4 years, so he's been in the system for a long time. So
yeah,
Blake Bortles to me was one of those. When he was on point, when he was playing he was playing well. He was playing at a high level. Oh wow, he's gonna win this game.
Yeah.
And when he played poorly, pretty much like my Dolphins since Dan Marino, you're like, oh my God, he's so terrible. The problem with Blake Bortles was his high level of game happened so few and far between.
Yeah.
That you can't,
Well, I mean, if you think about it, what was it, 4 years ago, he took his team to the AFC Championship game.
Yes.
Let me phrase that. Their defense. Team to the AFC Championship game. He was along for the ride. Yes. And unfortunately, they ran into the buzzsaw that was the Patriots back then.
Mm-hmm.
Or should I say that is Tom Brady?
So do we think that this team will he will actually help the team stay on track to try and make a playoff run?
I don't think he's going to have any relevance whatsoever.
No, I don't think Bortles gets any start. I think they're sticking with Geno unless something happens to him.
And if I had a choice between Bortles or Geno, I'd go with Geno too.
Did Bortles actually? He's like technically now the third quarterback on the roster because they also have another ex-Patriot quarterback. What is his name? It's gonna drive me nuts.
Well, they had heard rumors until that they were looking at Cam Newton, but then I heard that those were like extreme
not
rumors.
Newton. Not Devlin. It was something like that. It was we had him for a few years. We drafted him as a rookie in like the 5th round.
I don't remember.
I would be the only one that remembers that he was drafted by New England. Don't mind me. Let me quickly pull this up.
He's playing for Seattle now?
Yeah, they brought him in.
Okay, when's the last time the quarterback was drafted by New England? Recently,
this year?
10 years.
Let's see. There was a couple of them. Brissett. Garoppolo.
Yeah. Well, the only two I can think of. What's his name? Thipple, the guy they got now still, the backup guy.
Yeah, the journeyman.
Yes. I guess he wasn't drafted by New England, though, was he?
I think he was.
Yeah, he was, like in the 7th round or something.
Yeah,
Hoyer.
Hoyer. I think
Hoyer,
I think
Brian
he was a.
Hoyer.
I thought he was a 4th.
Was drafted by New England.
Yeah, I thought he was a 4th rounder, if I remember correctly.
Well, I can't think of. Wait a minute. That means that New England's been drafting quarterbacks pretty regulatively.
Almost every year they drafted a lower round quarterback.
Yeah, and they either keep them on the practice squad or they get rid of them. We've had a bunch of quarterbacks come through here. It's just a matter if they last or not.
Well, when you have Brady to follow, it's kind of hard to.
Well, if they last in the NFL or not, that's the question. All right, so let's get to Aaron Rodgers.
Let's.
He said he could probably name all 16 quarterbacks in the Chicago Bears have started since he took over in Green Bay in 2008. But then he realized how long it would take him, and he named a few, and then he bailed and said, "I give up. I've got a meeting to go to. I can't rack my memory banks." So basically, he's like, "Holy crap! There's a lot more than I realized it since I started playing." To be fair to him, he only played against 7 of them, and as of this weekend, when he goes to face the rookie Justin Fields, that will be his 8th QB that he has faced that the Chicago Bears have started. So the Bears have had a rough go of it, huh?
Yeah. Well, see, I saw that. Me and Jeremy were talking a little bit before you got on here, and to be fair to anyone, I couldn't name the 16 quarterbacks that has been there since 2008. I can't name the 16 or 25 quarterbacks Miami's had since 2008. I mean, most people cannot name all the starting quarterbacks for the last 12 years unless their quarterback was Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, Manning, someone like that, someone that was there for 10 years. If you're Tampa Bay before Brady, can you name the last, 10 years of your quarterbacks? Probably not.
No.
So it's not unheard of, but maybe it is. Maybe if you're a true fan, you know every quarterback you ever had.
Jeremy.
Well, no,
How many QBs have Tampa Bay had?
I don't know, but I was trying to find the name of that guy. Did you know New England drafted Cliff Kingsbury as a quarterback in 2003?
Really?
Who is now the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, Cliff Kingsbury.
Huh. I did not know that.
I did not either. Do
you think they did that to drive Tom Brady? Like, hey, we're going to draft your replacement if you don't keep doing good. And he's like, well, screw that. So I'm going to be better than everybody.
No, this was early in his career.
Yeah, but 2003, he already won 2 Super Bowls.
Danny Etling.
Danny
Etling, he was drafted by the Patriots.
Yes.
Yeah, 7th round. Yeah, that's who. I think that's who Seattle was talking about. They just brought back. Yeah. is with the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
That's who I was thinking of.
All right. So let's get down to the emails that the reason why you always delete emails, right?
Well, no. The reason why you call Hillary to delete servers.
Yes.
Yeah, we still haven't seen those emails, but somehow
we'll never see those emails. But somehow John Gruden's emails got out from when he was a telecaster, and apparently they were homophobic and misogynistic remarks in them. But that was also a different time when between him being a coach, a telecaster, and you figure it's an email. Those should be my private emails. I shouldn't have to worry about what I say in them, because I'm probably shooting the shit or making fun of my buddies. But he has had to step down from them because he resigned as the head coach, and he said on Twitter, "I love the Raiders. I do not want to be a distraction. Thank you to all my players, coaches, staff, and fans of Raider Nation. I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt anyone." We say stupid shit to each other all the time. Can you imagine if what we say got out to people?
Well, that's why we don't do it on this show.
Yes. But we got a big giant group message.
It is true, we do. And that's the thing. It's I've read a couple of the emails and things. And yes, they were insensitive, but they were private, and there's no excuse to being, racist privately and not racist publicly like this. But I just know that there's plenty of players I don't know. I saw this on YouTube or something yesterday. I can't remember who the player was, but probably was arrested this summer for domestic abuse and is playing football right now.
Yep.
Yeah,
happens a lot.
Of them in the league.
Yeah, but John Gruden says something about the F word for homosexual males, the cigarette, and he mentions a gentleman whose lips look like tires or something like that, like Michelin tires or something like that. He says that, and he gets fired.
Well, he resigned because they were going to hang him up.
They were going to fire him.
Yeah.
You can beat the hell out of your spouse and continue to play football, but you cannot say a derogatory term about someone and keep your job.
Right.
That's what it seems like.
So
welcome to the NFL.
I want them to release so this all came about because the investigation into the Washington Redskins. Well,
that's true.
That's fine. Or the Washington football team. I'm sorry, into the ownership there because the
boobs of the Chili's were being sent to him too. The boobs of the Chili's.
Yes. Yeah. So there's a lot of complaints about sexual harassment and stuff like that in the workplace. So the NFL did an investigation. Well, they dropped the bombshell. I say bombshell. They handed out the fine and whatnot to the ownership of the Washington football team right before 4th of July weekend, where nothing was really reported about it. He was fined like $10 million, and he was told to have no contact with any employee below his level.
That's Schneider, right? The owner of Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Schneider, that's who it was, yeah.
But also in their thing, they also said that none of the emails they read through will ever see the light of day. So why all of a sudden now are the select few from Gruden becoming public knowledge?
It's a good question because
because now the NFLPA is pushing for the release of the rest of the emails. And there's probably a lot of coaches, other owners that were all in email talks with each other.
And like Travis's point, it's what we do. And it's not a guy thing, it's not a girl thing, it's a person thing. We just say what we're going to say. We're not hateful behind it. We're just having conversations that we have. And you're right, Jeremy. That's going to come out, and that's going to be very damaging to the NFL shield, and we can't have that.
Yes, yeah. So that's why they originally weren't going to release anything. And I don't know how the Washington Post got a hold of some of them, but now there's the NFLPA, and then there's other groups now backing them, saying all these emails need to become public knowledge. If one person was fired for this bit, they all need to be held responsible for what they said.
Yeah,
they do. I mean, the NFLPA is doing that, and the thing is, and this is just me. It's not because I haven't. Okay, I'm sure I have plenty to hide in my 500 years on the planet. I'm sure there's plenty of things in my closet that I forgot about, and I do not want to be out there if I was famous or well known.
Well, you're TikTok famous now.
A little bit, but even with that, why does that matter? I mean, why does the players get to say, "Hey, I want to see all these emails"? Why does it matter to them? If they're not saying, "Hey, I'm going to trade this person or sit this person because I hate this person," I guess they want to know that. That's a good point. But it doesn't need to be public. It's a private correspondence.
Well, the issue is once one came out, now they want the rest of them to come out because they want anyone. Because the only thing is, they only said the emails were correspondence with John Gruden.
Right.
From and with John Gruden. They never said who else it was with, and they never gave no more information. Mm-hmm. So I think the NFLPA wants to hold all these coaches and whatnot responsible if they are also racist or things like that. They want to be able to kind of put their...
Because the most interesting thing I saw was where it said that nude pictures or topless pictures of cheerleaders from Washington was sent to John Gruden, and of cheerleaders that were forced to take these pictures. I'm not sure. I mean, it's 2021. It still blows my mind you can force somebody to take their top off and get a picture done. I mean, you can coerce them, obviously. I mean, it's not like cheerleaders make tons of money being a cheerleader.
No, they don't.
No.
It's all the only way they make any money is doing all the extra stuff. So doing the calendar shoots, doing public appearances. Right. They all try to sign up for those things because that's where they actually make money.
But
they make
$100
a game, I think it is.
Yeah,
that's it.
But you can't tell me that the only person he sent those to was John Gruden. You cannot tell that. I didn't put that one bit. So
exactly. So I think the NFLPA wants to kind of see, okay, who else were in these correspondence between the ownership of Washington and the rest of the league. They want to know who
not
else was
defensive or attacking your guys' team, but Kraft, who likes to have his lady friends do his thing in Florida. Well, he got a couple booby pictures sent to him.
Probably.
I guarantee he was on that list. You want to know who I guarantee probably wasn't on that list?
Who?
Belichick.
I don't know. His son might have been on that list. Did you see that meme with his son?
Yeah, his son probably was, but Bill would get angry. The thing wouldn't load quick enough. He'd throw the computer through a wall or something.
Yeah, he threw tablets. He's throwing everything. You know who else wouldn't be on that? Who else wouldn't be on that list? The owner of the Detroit Lions, because she wouldn't appreciate those kind of talks.
She may.
We put this public perception out for everyone, and that's fine. We should. But I think people are people, and if I really believe that everyone around me don't talk the way we talk when we're private, then what the hell are they doing? Who are they? I mean, we don't talk that bad, but I believe everyone has these kind of conversations.
Like, we've made stupid comments to each other,
you're
and it's
shooting
like
the shit with friends. You're making fun of them. You say things that people could find offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell,
it's not meant for them.
Yeah, it's not meant for them. Because I make fun of Smitty the same way he makes fun of me, the same way we make fun of you. It's like when we all get together, it's no holds barred. We make fun of each other with whatever thing possible.
Yes, anything we can think of.
Yeah, especially the more we drink.
Love is what it is.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
If we don't make fun of you, we don't like you, that means we're not hanging out with you.
Pretty much.
All right. Last thing,
interesting to watch.
A little sad note. The Washington football team is honoring one of its greatest to ever play the game. Washington will pay special tribute to and retire the jersey number worn by the late Sean Taylor during a ceremony this weekend. Taylor was a tremendous safety, earning 2 Pro Bowl selections and a second-team All-Pro honor before his life was tragically cut short in November of 2007. Taylor was shot by burglars in a home invasion at his Miami home on November 26, 2007, and died the following day at the age of 24. So that's nice of him to finally do.
Yeah, I mean, he was recovering from an injury, so he was at home rehabbing with his family, and he heard burglars come in the house, so he walked downstairs, or limped downstairs. I think he had like a leg injury or something, so he was still recovering from that. He walked downstairs while his wife or girlfriend was still upstairs in bed, and he was shot by the burglars, and they ran.
Yeah,
I recall.
I totally forgot about this story. I read it. I remember Sean Taylor very well, and that he's brought back up, and he was an excellent player.
Oh, he was. He was talked about going to be a All-Pro.
Oh,
he was
Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah, they were talking about him possibly having he had the talent, he had the abilities, he was.
Do you know they caught people that shot him?
I think they did.
Good. So yeah, I forgot about that. But I remember him. Yeah, and
when it first came up, Sean Taylor, I was thinking it was what's his name from Arizona, the one who joined the Special Forces or whatever he joined.
Yep.
What's his name? Why am I drawing mind blank?
Matt. I want to say Matt something, but it's not Matt.
No. Not Matt. Oh God.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Give me a second.
Jeremy, I only see 2 bets for this week. Did you miss the third one?
I was still working on. Did you got it yet? Or you want me to tell you?
No, go ahead. Tell me.
Pat Tillman.
Oh yes, Pat Tillman.
Yes.
I knew it ended with a T. The first thing ended with a T.
Because I originally went, oh, they're retiring his number. I'm like, I'm surprised. I was thinking, wow, I'm surprised it took them this long. But then I'm like, wait a second, he played for Arizona.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I had to go back and look. I'm like, Sean Taylor. That name sounds so familiar. Why is this? And then as soon as I read the article, like the beginning, like blip, I'm like, oh, yep, that's it. There it is.
And you were close, Travis, because name was Pat. So Matt, yes. Pat, that's damn close.
They sound the same. All right.
Yes.
So you want to hear something funny? This week we didn't bet on any of the teams that Jeremy picked, and all 3 of them covered the
I said no. I did not want to hear it. He done told me. You said earlier, like last week, and I was like, what the hell? I mean,
yeah. So Jeremy's picks he is now 9-6 in the season. The Packers were favored 2.5 over the Bengals, and they covered that spread with the field goal in overtime.
Surprisingly enough.
Yeah.
Only took 4 shots for it.
Yeah, it took a while. The Titans were favored 4 points over the Jags, and they covered that. And the Chargers were favored 2 points over the Browns, and I think they covered that with quite a few more points, if I remember correctly.
They did. It was
5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jeremy,
it was a good game. It was a very good game. And I was like, come on, Browns, because I need this win as far as my point total goes for like how many ones I got right this week. I was like, come on, Browns.
All right, Jeremy. So what are your bets that we're going to try for this week that we're going to lose on all 3?
So right now, the Bengals are favored by 3.5 over the Lions.
Okay.
I'm taking that one. $100 would pay out $195.
It's a good bet.
The Cowboys are somehow only favored by 3 points over the Patriots.
Because of Patriots defense.
After seeing the Patriots defense against the Houston Texans last week, Cowboys might put up a 50-burger on them.
Yep.
So Cowboys over the Patriots by 3. $100 pays out $186. And I'm struggling on the last one. So I kind of want to go the Chargers over the Ravens. The Chargers are plus 2.5 though.
That's no. You need like
they're in Baltimore. So that's a sketchy one because Ravens are favored there.
Yeah.
The other one that really interests me, the Carolina Panthers are underdogs plus 2.5 over against Minnesota, but they're in Carolina.
Oh, that might be actually worth
it.
Is
McCaffrey playing?
No, I heard McCaffrey had a setback.
Yeah, he's still out.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, that's tough. I would no. I don't think I'd take that bet.
And then the other option is the Kansas City Chiefs favored by 6.5 over the Washington football team.
They should cover it.
They should cover that. I don't know. I mean, Washington's defense are pretty okay. But
then again, the way that Kansas City's been playing lately.
Kansas City just has not been that team.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
and Hill's hurt, so.
The other one is maybe Denver minus 3.5 over the Raiders with their whole fiasco going on.
Yeah.
Denver's a good team, but those are in division, so that's a hard game in general.
I don't know. I still think you should take the Jacksonville bet.
Oh, so you want to go? You think The Jags +3 over the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think the Jags are absolutely going to cover that. I think the Jags are going to win.
Really?
I'm not going to pick them when it comes to our picks, but don't really put that down. I'm just saying. I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm biased here. I'm biased. You can't put my bias in this.
Yes, but you're picking the Jags to cover the spread, so
Yes. It's going to be an overtime game. When it can't be an overtime, we're going to win by a safety in an overtime game.
All right. So
if we pick the underdog, we could pick well, I guess if we pick +3, so as long as they lose by less than 3, we're good.
Yeah. If they lose by 2 or 1, we're good.
But you know what? You need to pull that out all together because if I remember correctly, we're playing in England.
You guys are. I would have to go up there tomorrow night.
Yeah. You might want to pull that one off because I don't trust any of those spreads when it goes to England.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so let's we might have to revisit that after the show.
We'll revisit that one. Jeremy, you ready to start doing the power rankings?
Okay, so let's start the power rankings. At number 32, the Jacksonville Jaguars dropped 2 spots from number 30. At number 31, the New York Jets dropped 3 spots from number 28. At number 30, the Houston Texans jumped 2 spots. At number 29, the Detroit Lions jumped 2 spots from 31. At number 28, Smitty's Miami Dolphins dropped 2 spots from number 26.
We're trying to get that first round draft, baby.
Again. At number 27, the New York Giants dropped 3 spots from number 24. At number 26, the Washington football team dropped 3 spots from number 23.
Sad.
At number 25, the Atlanta Falcons jumped 2 spots from number 27. At number 24, the Indianapolis Colts dropped 3 spots from number 21. At number 23, the Chicago Bears jumped up a staggering 6 spots from number 29. At number 22, the New England Patriots stayed pat, not dropping or going up at all. At number 21, the Seattle Seahawks dropped a significant 9 spots from number 12.
That is huge.
At number 20, the Philadelphia Eagles jumped 5 spots. At number 19, the Denver Broncos dropped 3 spots from 16. At number 18, the Las Vegas Raiders dropped 7 spots from number 11. At number 17, the San Francisco 49ers dropped 4 spots from number 13. At number 16, the Pittsburgh Steelers jumped 4 spots from number 20. At number 15, the Minnesota Vikings jumped 2 spots from number 17.
Good for them.
At number 14, the Carolina Panthers stay true, staying at number 14. At number 13, the Cincinnati Bengals jumped 2 spots from number 15. I think they are very underrated right here.
The Bengals, yeah, they should be in top 10.
Yes. At number 12, the Tennessee Titans jumped 6 spots from number 18. At number 11, the New Orleans Saints jumped 8 spots from number 19.
I think that's crazy.
At number 10, the Kansas City Chiefs dropped 2 spots from number 8.
Keep falling down.
At number 9, the Cleveland Browns jumped 1 spot from number 10. At number 8, the Los Angeles Rams went up 1 spot from number 9. Last week they had a big drop. At number 7, the Baltimore Ravens dropped 2 spots from number 5. They won, though, which is weird. At number 6, the Green Bay Packers dropped 2 spots from number 4. At number 5, finally getting some credit, the Los Angeles Chargers jumped 2 spots from number 7. At number 4, the Dallas Cowboys jumped 2 spots from number 6. At number 3, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers dropped 1 spot from number 2.
I don't understand this, but okay.
I do, because this is what happened. At number 2, the Arizona Cardinals dropped 1 spot from number 1. And racking in the number 1 slot this week is the Buffalo Bills jumping from 3 to 1, after demolishing the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, Bills suck. I hate them. I want them to die.
I wouldn't mind seeing them win it. I mean, they after those 4 consecutive losses, then never making it back, it kind of.
But they're in the AFC East. What the hell? Tom Brady leaves, and then
It's
Allen
a
says, "Oh, by the way,
free-for-all.
I can play this game." Oh, can you? Yes. Oh, let us be the New England Patriots for the next 10 years. And the Dolphins like, "Oh, let's get some new draft picks." Okay, are they gonna be great? They're gonna be wonderful. No, they suck. I knew they sucked. Oh, fuck. It's just I don't need. As long as it's not the Jets, I'm okay. As long as it's not the Jets.
All right, let's get to our fantasy leagues.
Let's.
The Muppets in number 1 beat Lieutenant Dan's Magic Legs 221.89 to 218.34. She was actually on her way to losing this game until Monday night, and she hadn't looked at it at all. And all of a sudden, she got a pop up on her phone and said, "You have now taken the lead." And she's like, "What?" She looked at her phone, and her wide receiver or running back went off for 40 points.
Yeah. I thought Chris had that game.
I was watching Sunday Night Football, dreading the same thing was going to happen to me against Smitty.
Well, I was hoping that I would get more points that I didn't get on that night. But number 4, Ladies and Elements played number 10, The Implications, and she was demolished. He won 305.23 points to 166.22. All
Did
of his
players play?
All of his players showed up, and they all had double what they were predicted to get. It was ridiculous.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think anybody played on that team.
No, it was bad. The number 5, The Thick, lost to Jameis Winston, Your Time, 187.34 to 137.70.
How'd you let that happen, dude? You had that game.
I didn't play Brady, and I didn't play Cooper because he hasn't.
Who's your starting quarterback?
I had Allen last week, and he did crap. He didn't get me many points at all last week.
Brady, that would be a tough one. I would go with Allen too. That's probably a good safe thing.
Yeah, well, I figured Allen because they were playing Kansas City, and I figured they're going to be playing catch up because they're probably going to be down, and then he's going to be throwing a lot.
And Miami's defense is relatively good, just not that great, but relatively good. That they usually don't fall like they did against Brady.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I didn't expect Brady to throw for 400 yards.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. Number 6, Smitty top, Nate bottom, beat Dolphins 209.14 to 201.87.
That was tight because he's like, can a defense score 30 points? Well, my defense is close.
I think your defense needs to score like 38, and they scored like 38.
That's a lot closer than that should have been. That game was a lot closer than it should have been.
Oh, it was. Your defense came on strong at the end to catch you up a bunch.
The number 2, Taco Corp, went against the number 8 Purple Cobras. Taco Corp ended up winning 229.1 to 221.35. All right.
Yes,
this
unfortunately, Taco Corp has taken some injuries.
Yes.
And their new current name is now Injured Reserve, considering their entire bench except for one player is on injured reserve, and one of their current starting players is questionable to doubtful for Sunday.
Yep.
And I wish I was playing them, but I'm not.
The funny part is the Muppets, the number 1 who held on to number 1, is playing number 2 Injured Reserve. They're both 4-1. Then we have. Hold on, your numbers don't make.
I missed the 3. Who's 3?
Hold on,
So,
you didn't fix the numbers.
So the difference between the Muppets and Injured Reserve is less than 5 fantasy points.
I'm not sure what happened there, but my game is I'm missing my Dolphins, whoever I'm playing.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm number 3.
Hold on, let me just fix that. So we got number 1 going number 2, number 3.
I'm 3.
Dolphins is playing Ladies and Gentlemen.
Yeah,
that's right. Step.
Ladies and
number 5, Smitty top, Nate bottom.
Everything else is right, but
number 8, Purple Cobras. Number 6, Jameis Winston, Your Time, is playing number 9, The Implications. And number 7, The Thick, is playing number 10, Lieutenant Dan's Magic Legs.
Boy, how I have dropped.
You only have to fix the one. You only have to fix one of the Jameson.
Yeah, but I like to keep them in order. It makes my life easier when I have to go move everybody around.
That's fair.
Okay.
Then you got to change the win-loss record of each one too.
Yeah. Well, just these ones. But so that's that. I will fix that right after this. So you ready to get our picks done? Oh, I forgot to put in Gail's picks from last week, and I think also I never got Mo's picks.
Do you know that they're like
Texted them to you.
You texted
we
me.
have two
Okay.
teams that are 4-1.
sent
We
them
have
to
like
you in the
5
group
teams that
chat.
are 2.
You send them to me in the group chat. Ugh.
Yes.
No wonder why I didn't see them.
Well, I figured that way everyone saw them. It wasn't a question on.
Oh no, that's Amanda and
Can I
Gail
make
just
my
sent
picks-
me their
Can
picks
I make my picks Monday night after the game?
after the games. No, I make sure all these picks are in before the games. Let me do.
Well, so that
do
was.
you want me to read Nate's to you, or did you want to look at me yourself?
Oh,
or what?
Nate's Nate's you're gonna have to read off to me. So.
Well,
let me
get you Maureen's picks for last week.
All right, let's do.
But while we recap last week.
I got Gail's real quick, so hold on.
Yeah.
Do I have 2 minutes to go grab myself a drink?
Yes, you do.
Can you get me one too while you're there?
I would be happy to, sweet sweets.
Of course, Gail didn't put them in order. What's the next game? Patriots, Lions, or Vikings, and she went Lions. Then she went Saints football team. Saints. Titans or Jaguars? She went Titans. Then she went.
Did you get Amanda's picks in there from last week too?
No, I got Amanda's. I got hers in my phone. I just gotta get those next. Then she went Packers. Then she went.
Yes.
Broncos. Where the hell is it? Steelers or Broncos? Oh, Steelers. They were way up the top. And then Bears or Raiders. She went Raiders. Then we got Browns. Then we got Cowboys. And she went Cardinals. Oops. She went Cardinals. That's not right. Cardinals won that game.
Yeah, it's like 17-10.
Equals Cardinals. That should be. Oh, hold on. So I missed one. Where did I miss one?
I don't know. I can't see Gail's. I got Mo's and Amanda's pulled up next to each other, so I can kind of read them both to you.
All right.
When you're ready, after you do Gail's.
Okay. Tampa Bay. That was correct because that is. Oh, nope.
I'm back, witches.
Hey, where's my beer?
I drank it on the way back. Sorry, dude.
What?
I'm a selfish bastard. What can I say?
I noticed.
Did I miss anything special?
Atlanta.
No. Travis is lost somewhere.
Pats. And she went Lions.
I don't have Amanda's picks, so.
Jeremy.
I got Amanda's and Mo's picks lined up next to each other, so I can read them both at the same time.
Awesome.
For last week.
Oh, for last week.
She went Lions, yeah, because I forgot to put them in. And then she went Panthers.
You're a busy person.
Then she went Saints. Then she went Titans. Then she went.
I'm missing a
Bucks.
Pez.
Packers. Broncos or Steelers, and that was Steelers. And she went Bears or Raiders. She went Raiders. And she went Chargers or Browns. She went Browns. Then she went Cowboys. She went Cardinals. She went with the Bills. there, and then she went with the Bucks, of course. All right, Jeremy.
Okay, so I'm gonna
give
do.
me Amanda's
I'm gonna do Amanda's and Mo's. Okay.
Okay.
So both went Patriots.
Oh well, I'm at Rams, Seahawks. Did either one of them? No, they missed that one. Amanda missed that one. Okay. Atlanta or Jets?
That was before the picks came in.
Oh. Okay.
Maureen said she would have picked the Falcons, which.
Yeah.
I don't see what Amanda didn't say anything because it was that she made her pick. They both made the picks, or they posted the picks after that game had already started. So.
All right, so they both went Pats.
Both went Vikings.
Both went Vikings.
Both went Panthers.
All right. Panthers. Saints or Washington?
Saints.
Titans.
Titans.
Jaguars. Miami Bucks.
Bucks.
Smart.
Everybody but you,
Bengals.
Smitty.
Bengals for both.
Bengals for both.
Broncos for both.
Did they cheat off each other?
Well, I sent them in the group chat, and then Nate sent Amanda's picks right afterwards. So.
Well, even if they picked the same, as long as they picked before the games began.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the next one? Packers. Packers. Hold on. Yeah, they both went Bengals. They both went Denver.
Broncos. They both went Raiders.
Raiders. Then we got Browns, Chargers.
Mo went Browns. Amanda went Chargers.
Mo is amazing. She just knows what to pick. She was wrong.
Then we got Giants, Cowboys.
Mo went Giants. Amanda went Cowboys.
I'm trying to think Mo actually looks at my picks and picks.
Niners, Arizona.
Both went Cardinals. Mo went Bills. Amanda went Chiefs.
All right, and then
Both
Indianapolis.
went Ravens.
And I'm guessing
And
they both
went
went
Bucks.
Both went Bucks, who are up 21-7 right now. All right. So.
I am here. I'm just doing things I can't do on YouTube.
All right. Smitty, you have Nate's picks, right?
I do have Nate's picks.
All right. So first up, we have well, I guess I'll go over them real quick. So last week, the Los Angeles Rams beat the Seattle Seahawks on Thursday night. We recorded on Friday. So the first game up was Sunday, the early game, 9:30. I had my game at the exact same time. The New York Jets and the Atlanta Falcons went to England to play, and the Atlanta Falcons beat the Jets 27-20.
Hey, you're not sharing that on this.
Oh.
And you gotta tell what our records are. Oh, by the way, have we been keeping a total tally throughout the season?
I do, and next week, because we will be almost halfway. Technically, a week.
There's no halfway, I guess, with 17 games.
Well, there's 18 weeks, so.
Okay.
Technically, week 9, we're halfway through, so.
You can do every quarter.
Yeah, technically it would be right now, but I have to fix Amanda because and Mo missed a couple of games.
I didn't mean to stop your flow. I'm so sorry. I was just asking because I didn't know.
It's all right. The Atlanta Falcons beat the New York Jets 27-20. New England Patriots went down to Houston and beat Houston Texans 25-22.
Good game.
The Detroit Lions lost to the Minnesota Vikings 19-17.
Second best game of the week.
The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Carolina Panthers 21-18.
Didn't see that happening.
Nope. The New Orleans Saints beat the football team 33-22. The Tennessee Titans beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 37-19.
No way.
Miami Dolphins got trampled by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 45-17. The Green Bay Packers beat the Cincinnati Bengals in overtime, barely 25-22.
Best game of the week.
The Denver Broncos lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers 27-19. The Chicago Bears beat the Las Vegas Raiders 20-9. The Cleveland Browns lost the Los Angeles Chargers in a no defensive game, 47-42. New York
1,000 yards of offense in that game.
Yes,
Maybe that was the best game of the season.
That was insane. When I saw that score, I was like, did the defenses show up at all?
Oh, I watched that whole game. Like I was scrolling through. I'm like, ooh, I want to watch this game.
I'm surprised because of Cleveland's defense letting that happen. I mean,
Neither
I can see what
defense.
happened with Chargers defense,
The
but
only defensive play I think that happened was the Browns defense pulled the running back into the end zone for a touchdown.
that
So
was
they got the
amazing.
ball back.
I love that. I love that to death.
The New York Giants lost to the Dallas Cowboys 44-20. The San Francisco 49ers lost to the Arizona Cardinals 17-10. The Buffalo Bills beat the Kansas City Chiefs in an upset in Kansas City 38-20 there was a game delay because of lightning.
Oh, there was.
Yep. I went to bed while it was still going on because I couldn't stay awake anymore because of the game
I
delay.
waited till after the pick six in the third quarter, and I'm like, okay, I should probably call it now.
And
it was like midnight.
on Monday night, the Indianapolis Colts lost to the Baltimore Ravens 31-25.
In overtime.
Oh, that was an overtime game too?
I mean,
Yep.
is it me or has this season had a lot of really good games each week?
This season has had much better games this year.
I think going into Monday night, this was the most tied games, like close games going towards the end of regulation that they've had in like NFL history.
Well, what was it I mentioned? I said two teams, like with 5 minutes left in the game, 2 games at 22 each. First of all, getting 22 points in a football game is not that usual. 2 different
Four
games,
teams,
2
four
teams.
teams had it, yeah.
Yeah, it was the Patriots,
with 5 minutes left
Houston.
in the
They were
game.
at 20. They were tied at 22. The football
And then,
team and the
Indianapolis and Baltimore tied at 25 at the end of regulation. 25, come on.
Yeah, and it was the Packers, Bengals, and the New England Patriots, Houston that were tied at 22 apiece, with minutes left to go in the game.
That's unheard of. It just is. I love football.
So Chris, our college
watch the
guy,
football team
won
also
this
scored
past
22
week
points.
with 13 correct. Gail came in second with 12. Then we have Jeremy with 11.
There you go.
Me and you, Smitty, both have 10. Nate and
My
Amanda,
quarter's magic.
even with Amanda missing 2 games, Nate and Amanda ended up with 9 wins. And Mo, with missing 1 game, has 8 wins for last week. All right.
Well, I'm not going back to my quarter. I know that. But it felt good. It got me 10 wins. And one of them was the Dolphins game, which I wasn't going to pick. So technically, I can give myself – whenever Miami loses, when I should not pick Miami, I consider that a win because I'm just picking Miami because it's Miami.
All right, Smitty, you're going to do Nate's picks?
Yes, sir. What you got?
All right, so the Miami Dolphins are going into the Jacksonville Jaguars.
He picked the Dolphins.
He went with the Dolphins. You know what? After the last week's trampling, I'm pretty sure I would go with the Dolphins too over Jacksonville. Yeah. Pretty Boy's still going to be the
Tua should be back, and they were playing in England.
Oh, they're playing in England.
Tua's back there in England.
All right, I'm going to go with Miami. Jerry, who are you going with?
I'm going to go with Jacksonville.
I'm going to go with Jacksonville.
See, I don't blame him. I don't hate him for it. It makes sense.
It's
Does
such a
anybody
hard
have
choice
Chris's up? Jerry, do you
I
have?
do not have
I'm
Chris's
sorry.
picks.
I can. Did he send them in?
I'm not sure.
Then send him to thick and thin on our conversation piece now.
Okay. Dolphins. Or no, that's Nate. Hold on. No, I don't see Nate's picks.
All right,
Yeah.
so maybe you didn't send them in.
He did.
Smitty. Dolphins
I'll
or
do
Jacksonville?
Dolphins.
Dolphins. I do not have Amanda's, I'm pretty sure, and I don't have Gail's, so I will go. Whoop.
And I don't have Mo's.
You don't have Mo's. All right, so next I have
Okay, we get these people with vaginas to start picking their picks before Thursday night. Just saying.
Mo was really good about it, but recently she hasn't been
Yeah,
sending
well,
the text beforehand.
so
I'll tell you
Smitty,
my
how about
picks.
this? You come up and hang out with Kat, and then Gail can do her picks.
I like it.
All right. So I have the Minnesota Vikings at the Carolina Panthers. I'm gonna go with the Panthers on that one. Jerry, who you gonna go with?
I'm going with Carolina at home.
Carolina at home. Smitty.
So the first week last week was when what's name didn't have a rushing touchdown, Sam Darnold, And I think they're going to correct that. So I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers.
Gonna go with the Carolina Panthers. Who did Nate go with, Smitty?
He went with the Vikings.
He went with the Vikings. Of course he did. Jeremy.
He picks upsets just to pick them.
I know. I think he doesn't like to. He doesn't like to pick winners. The Los Angeles Chargers are at the Baltimore Ravens.
This game might be the hardest one to pick this week.
Where's your coin?
Where's my coin?
You're supposed to leave it on your desk.
I thought I did. Why would I bring a quarter? I can't buy nothing with the quarter. Why the hell would I bring it with me?
I'm going to go with the Chargers.
You're going to go with the Chargers. Smitty, who are you going to go with?
It's Chargers versus Baltimore. Who's home?
At Baltimore.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going Chargers. It's Herbert. I love the man.
Who did Nate go with?
He went with Chargers.
He went with Chargers. Baltimore seems to finally be playing football again.
Lamar looks great.
Yeah, he's looking better.
Was that Lamar looking great, or was that the fact that every receiver was open by 5 yards?
Yeah.
The second half, Indy's defense.
I mean, if this was Brissett, he'd have missed every receiver.
I'm going to go with the Chargers. I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Some of those passes Lamar threw, his receivers bailed him out.
Yeah.
But his receivers were like wide open by 5-10 yards. It was ridiculous.
All right, so Smitty, you have the pick. Los Angeles Rams are at the Giants.
Oh, I'm Rams.
Giants? I heard you say Giants.
Yeah, you said Giants all day long.
Jeremy.
If they win, you give me that cap.
Oh, Smitty, who's Nate going with?
Rams.
Rams. I am also going with the Rams. Jeremy, who are you going with?
I am following the sheep right to the Rams.
I like that.
He's taking it up first. Jeremy. Oh, Smitty, Nate. Houston Texans are at Indianapolis Colts.
Whose pick is it?
It's technically Nate's.
Okay, he got the Colts.
You can't go Smitty Nate because they're right back to back on picks.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm confused.
The Texans don't know how to play a complete game.
And they're actually, they got that Mills, that their quarterback, their rookie.
Yeah.
He's not bad.
No.
But Colts defense has started to play like a team.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts. Jeremy, who you gonna go with?
I'm going with Indy as well.
Indy as well. Smitty, who you going with?
Oh, Indianapolis. Yeah.
Indy. All right. I got the pick between the Kansas City Chiefs and the football team. So I am going to go with the Chiefs, who better win. If they don't, we have better problems.
They don't beat Washington. I'm just saying I think they may just
fold for the season.
I'm going with the Chiefs as well.
You're going with the Chiefs. Smitty.
I so want to pick the football team, but with the shit going on with the Raiders and them and stuff, I just can't do it. So I'm going to go with and the Chiefs are a really good team, so I'm going with Chiefs.
Chiefs. Who did Nate go with?
He went with the Chiefs.
The Chiefs. If anybody was going to go with the football team, it would have been him.
That if he was here, we could have baited him into the football team.
Oh, yeah.
Because he'd be like, no, I can't go with everyone else. No, I'm going with the football team.
Jeremy, the Green Bay Packers are over at the Chicago Bears. Packers. Smitty, you packing it?
Oh, God, I want to pick the cow. I want to pick the
Bears.
I so pick the Bears. I can't pick the. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Nope, I got to go with the Packers.
Packers.
So Nate picked the Bears, right?
Nate, of course, picked the Bears.
No, he picked the Packers.
I am also going to pack it. Smitty. Cincinnati Bengals at the Detroit Lions.
The Bengals at Lions?
Bengals at Lions. Two big kitties.
Detroit played so good against Minnesota. Is Burrow play? He is playing.
Yeah, he's playing.
I'm going with Cincinnati.
Go with Cincinnati. Who does Nate go with?
Detroit or Cincinnati?
Yep.
It seems that he skipped that pick.
He didn't give you Bengals or Lions at all?
I don't have a Lions or a Bengals on this list.
Interesting. I am going.
You want to look at Jeremy, make sure I'm not going crazy.
I'm going Double checking it.
I ain't gonna go with
Yeah,
this.
he went Packers to Cardinals. He skipped the pick.
Ah, Jerry, who you going with?
I'm going with Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow and the Bengals. All right. Next, we have. You said Nate, the 405 game. Nate went with the Arizona Cardinals over the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
I am also going to go with the Cardinals. Jeremy, who you going with?
The Cardinals.
Cardinals. Although if they're gonna lose, it's gonna be this game. Smitty, who you going with?
They playing the Browns?
Browns.
At the Browns?
At the Browns. What has Brown had done for you?
They are going to beat the Cardinals.
They're going to beat the Cardinals. Going Browns.
Because that's the stupidest pick I've done so far, I think. But you know what?
So
I
Dallas.
agree with you. They're going to lose probably anytime the first half of the season. It's going to be against the Browns.
Yep. So the 425 game, Dallas Cowboys are at New England. I have the first pick. It's supposed to be cooler up here that day. It's supposed to be in the 60s. But
I love your All Stadium. It was so nice.
It is. This hurts. Because I want to pick the Patriots because but the defense just isn't stopping anything. I'm gonna go Cowboys. Jeremy, who you gonna go with?
You guys are honest football fans as far as picking. I can't do that. I cannot pick against my team, and you guys can, and I love that about you all. Even Nate will pick against the Packers on occasion.
Yeah.
I am also going with the Cowboys. They're too much offense for New England's defense.
Yeah. Smitty, who you going with?
I'm going with the Cowboys.
You're going with the Cowboys.
You got two great running backs that are just crazy. Both of them. Elliott and Pollard are just great.
Yeah.
And Nate's also going with Cowboys.
Nate also went with the Cowboys.
See,
All right.
unlike Smitty, we're football fans.
Yes.
On top of it.
Yeah. Next, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Denver Broncos, Jeremy.
I am going to take the Denver Broncos.
The Broncos. Smitty.
How can you pick the Raiders? I mean, how can you? They just lost their head coach, and I mean, there's no way. I'd be an idiot.
So you're picking the Raiders?
Yes, he's picking the Raiders.
I'm picking the Raiders. No, I'm joking. I'm picking.
Too late. It's already in there.
No one did. Where's my Denver? I gotta go Denver until they show me what they're gonna do.
You're picking Denver?
I am, sir.
All right. Did Nate pick the Raiders?
He picked Denver. He picked Denver. Surprisingly, because you'd figure he would be the one.
So you can pick the Raiders.
No, I ain't going Broncos.
Oh, I guarantee you, someone who's left we don't got the pick left is probably going to pick the Raiders.
Yeah, because they're not going to listen to our show.
Exactly.
Smitty, the Seattle Seahawks are going to Pittsburgh.
Now this game sucks.
Oh, it's Pittsburgh. I got Pittsburgh. I mean, if Seattle was just their team, I would have went Seattle, but they lost freaking their only reason they have any fighting chance to win games.
So you're going with the Seahawks?
Yes, sir. I mean, no. What? I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He's going Roethlisberger.
Who is Nate going with?
Pittsburgh.
The Roethlisberger. I am also going with Roethlisberger. Jerry, who you going with?
I'm also going with the Steelers, and Chris is also going with the Steelers.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
I can put his there now. That's the only game he actually picks every week.
Yes, he doesn't pick his Bears every week.
Nate has the last game for the Monday night game, which should be a good game. The Buffalo Bills are playing the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, he got the Bills.
Yeah, what the Bills? I am going Bills. Jerry, who you going with?
I'm going Bills, but it probably is going to be a very close game.
Smitty, who you going with?
How's Tennessee's defense?
They have been great.
Because their offense is on point.
Let's put it this way. They've lost more games than they've won so far this year.
I know, but it's going to be the Bills. I mean, the Bills are just too talented. I mean, the Bills are not going to lose again for like 17 years. I mean,
so this week we have four teams on a bye. The Atlanta Falcons, the New Orleans Saints, the New York Jets, and the San Francisco 49ers. So on Thursday night's game. Yep, on Thursday night, we have the next Thursday night. We have the Denver Broncos at the Cleveland Browns. Did Nate pick this one?
He did. He picked Browns.
He went Browns. I am also going to go Brown. Jeremy, who are you going to go with?
The Browns.
The Browns. Smitty.
I'm going. What has Brown done for you lately?
What has Brown done for you? All right, guys.
I picked him against Eric. That's gonna be the game I lose.
All right, make sure I save that so that way we don't lose those picks and I have to sit through our thing again.
I'm gonna take a look at that as soon as we're done and stuff. I don't think none of us picked anything different, did we?
I think there was a couple we picked different, but there's just a lot of straight games that there's no reason to pick otherwise this week.
Okay, so let's see. I picked the Jags. That was a different one. Nate picked the Vikings. We all went Chargers. We all went Rams. We all went Colts. We all went Chiefs. We all went Packers. All of us went Bengals, but Nate missed that pick. You went Browns. The rest of us went Arizona. All went Dallas. All went Denver. All went Pittsburgh, and all went Bills.
It's okay if we all get 13-3. It's fine. Or 13-2. I guess there's 2 games not playing. So.
Yes. So yes, most of them we did pick the same.
It's okay. Guys. We can all tie. It's fine.
So we'll see everybody next week. Same time, same channel.
Good night, everybody.
That's all, folks.